Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm your host, Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing agents who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined by my co-host today, and you know her very well, Tracy Grady.
Good morning, South Shore.
Good morning.
Here we are.
Here we are.
8 o'clock in the morning.
We're live. I think I'm a little bit in slow motion this morning. I typically get up, shower, get all sort of situated, but this morning I was like, I'm throwing on a hat and we're going in.
I'm always throwing.
I have a lot of house work I gotta do today, so I'm just I'll wait to shower later. It's a good thing I'm doing it all by myself, so nobody can smell me.
Yeah. Not stopping by your house today.
Not stopping by my house. No, I'm not ready for guests, even though I've been there since December.
It takes time.
It takes time. Yeah, I know. Now
time.
I gotta get all situated and ready and stuff. So I'm just spending the day at my house.
Look at that.
Yeah,
I know. It's so weird. Well, because we both work at a restaurant and the restaurant's closed.
Yeah,
we're just not used to.
I know. I might actually grab dinner with one of our friends, Karen, and maybe the other Karen. Two Karens. I might be going out with two Karens tonight.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So, doesn't that sound awful?
That could be trouble. You know how Karens can be.
Listen, those two, I went to Vegas with one of them, I know. And the other one, she's just the sweetest. I mean, they're just so funny. So we could get into some trouble tonight.
Woo-hoo.
But I have a
just no blue lights, okay?
Yeah, no.
No.
I have a 3-year-old's birthday party to get to tomorrow. So I
you definitely no blue lights
bright-eyed.
then. No.
Yeah,
no.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow driving there. But yeah. So, Tracy Grady, you are joining me today. You have joined me quite a few times here on the show. You're like my honorary co-host, and Kristen's my honorary co-host on Tuesdays.
Yep.
But why don't you reintroduce yourselves to all of our listeners in case they haven't caught one of your many shows with me?
Good morning. I am Tracy Grady, part of the Grady team. I've been here at Boston Connect Real Estate since 2016. Seems like yesterday. It seems like yesterday underwater.
And yet a long time ago.
A long time ago. And my husband Jim and I work together here on the South Shore. We live in Hanover. Thank God I have him. That's the only thing I have to say. I am very impressed with anybody who works independently as a real estate agent, because the two of us are going when we've been really busy lately.
Yeah.
But the two of us, if one of us can't do it, then the other one takes over for home inspections or generator appointments or what have you. I said, so I'm really happy that I have Jim in my world of real estate, because I would be lost.
I definitely want to talk about the whole team dynamic and how that works for you guys at some point during the show. But
we get a lot of questions about that. They're like, oh, you're married? And you work together? Like, how's that work?
How does that work?
I'm like, actually, it works amazingly well.
Well, you guys have never fought, so
we don't fight.
Yeah,
no,
you guys
we
don't
really fight. No, we don't. We just, I don't understand. Everybody looks at me like I have two heads when I say that, but it's true. We just, we just get each other. We're just very lucky people.
I didn't understand that until I was in a relationship with somebody that I've never fought with. So, like, now we're going on 7, 8, 9 months, and I'm like, we've never gotten into a fight.
Like, we don't fight.
And his excuse is like, well, why would we?
Yeah. What are we going to fight about?
What are we going to fight about?
Yeah.
Let's just
politics.
Talk.
No.
Let's just talk. I'm like, okay.
It's exactly.
So I get it with but 9 months doesn't compare to how many years?
37 years.
37 years.
Yeah.
So 37 years with no fight. Good for you.
No fight.
And you're in real estate and not fighting.
And not fighting. Yeah,
That's amazing.
It really is
It
amazing.
It's a
We're
true
both
miracle.
on the same side of the transaction, though, so I think that's why.
That's
so
probably
our
why.
motto is always, we'll just get it done. We'll just figure it out.
Just figure it out.
Make it work. We're going to make it work. Work the problem. That's it. I couldn't remember what it was. Work the problem.
Work
just
the
get
problem.
It done. Just pick up a phone, fix it, and move on.
Well, we're going to be talking about, the team dynamic for Team Grady here over at Boston Connect Real Estate, but also we're going to be giving a little bit of a market update, what's going on out there, not only with Boston Connect Real Estate, with the South Shore, with the Grady team. We're going to talk about it all. So we are also live on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube. I'm waving my hands around, so if anybody wants to wave back to me,
everywhere.
we would appreciate that. Or if you want to join in on the discussion, you can give Tim a call at the studio. He is our producer on Saturdays. You can give a call or a text to WATD. So it's 781-837-4900. Again, it's 781-837-4900. Give us a little ring. Tell us what you're doing today.
Give us a little jingle. Yeah, what do you guys? What's everybody else doing today? We're not working, so we're like in a whole new different world of like, wow. I
this
the whole
is
day.
We're not considering this work because we have so much fun doing it.
That's right.
This is fun.
It's not an effort at all to get up at 7:30 in the morning.
No.
Throw on
but
your
when
sneakers.
I texted you the other day and asked you if you wanted to do the show, your response was, it'll get me ready for the day, like get me up and ready for the day. And that's why I like the Saturday show in the morning. I mean, I am not a morning person whatsoever. But I like the Saturday morning shows because I'm done at 9 and I'm just like, I
got the whole day ahead of me now.
Usually I get my nails done, but I'm getting them done this afternoon, which is totally throwing my whole day off. But then I do some errands. I go around to the open houses. I've visited you and Jim last weekend at your open house. What's that complex called?
Orchard Hill.
Orchard Hill. Okay.
Orchard Hill.
I had only seen one unit before when they were building them. So you were the original listing agent over at
Was it the
Orchard
Red Door?
Hill.
Was it the Red Door unit?
Maybe.
The one that I painted, that I decided to paint.
Red?
Habanero pepper.
Habanero pepper. No, I don't know. It was one of the open houses. It was not finished. It was very early on. Because what year were those built?
2019.
Okay, so it was very early on in 2019 that I went there. So, going in last week,
really
I was like,
nice units.
This is really nice.
They're nice units, and each one is a little different too. When we were doing the open house this weekend, when people were coming through, we were like, and everybody's unit is a little different. Like even the standalone ones are reversed, and they all have their own unique, which is really nice. So when you go into somebody's unit, it's not like you're walking into your own. Like
they're not like a duplicate of everything.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
But so, typically I'm going through my Saturdays. So typically I go around to open houses.
She comes, she visits, she takes pictures of us.
Give my opinion. But you know what I really like about it is sometimes after, a day or two after I go to these open houses, some of our agents will come to me and say, hey, since you saw the house, like, could you help me with some of my offers? Because sometimes you got to step away, get another set of eyes on these things, because sometimes you get multiple offers and they start to look alike, or they have terms that you're like, oh, does this work for this house? Or, so that's the part that I really love is when people come to me and say, hey, I got multiple offers on my house. Like, do you want to sit down with me? Like, do you have time to sit down with me to look them over? And I'm like, yes.
Because you can be more objective than
I don't have any, I mean, as much as I would love a deal to come together, like, I don't have any emotional, baggage that comes with it. So I'm just like, okay, well, these are the facts. Like, what's most important to your client? Is it price? Is it, terms? Is it, a home inspection? Any of those things. So I sort of bring it back to reality. We do a cover sheet and say, these are the
brass tacks. These are the things that we need to look at.
So that's
Whereas
what I love.
get my heart. Like, I have a real problem. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
So I'll meet somebody at an open house, and I'm like,
fall in love with them.
Yes, I do. And
Sharon has that problem,
Jim is much better. Jim is much better. He is way more like Drake. Just you figure that, no.
Yeah.
Take your emotions out of
Jim's
this.
like,
I'm
all right, how much
but
do
I
they
love them.
offer?
Exactly. Like, no, that's not it. That's not the one. I'm like, no, but they were so nice. And
Let's
they
give them a
loved it.
chance.
Let's see if we can't make it
Yeah.
work for them. And he's like, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, I took that road when I was putting in my offer. I put a little love letter. I'm like pulling at the heartstrings.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because everything that I did put into my letter, like, I would love to come home and have my cats like sitting at the top of the stairs waiting for me to come home. And that's what she does. She does. Like, I manifested it. She sits at the top. Well, now I have two. So Zoe sits at the top of the stairs and she waits for me to come through the door, which is what I put in my love letter of something that I wanted. And Benny is at the front door trying to get out because he did walk out one time. He's like, whoa.
He thinks he's an outdoor cat who's not.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not. So he's at the bottom so I always have to put my purse at the bottom of the door as I'm walking in to
like
scoot him
shield.
back.
Like a shield.
To scoot him back. So, but yeah, no, I did a love letter. And sometimes,
Most people do.
Listing agents do not accept love letters, or they don't want any love letters. They want it to be very factual. Here are the terms and conditions of my offer.
Well, we can do the love letter after the offer is accepted.
Yeah.
I give the love letter.
And I did send the seller a letter after. I gave it to Sharon after we closed, just saying, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and stuff like that. So, so little things like that go a long way.
Yes,
Because now I can say, Sharon, can you ask Sandra if I have to maintain all of these flowers that she planted? Like, how do I take care of them?
Oh, my sister bought her house years ago. She's down the Cape. So you know how the Cape is, that you plant something on the Cape and it multiplies and it grows beautiful because the salt air is amazing.
Yeah.
But the gentleman that owned her house prior to them was the president of the Rhododendron Club of Sandwich.
That's heavy.
I am telling you, her backyard is like Sleeping Beauty's castle of rhododendrons. Every color, green, lime green, purple, magenta, pink, white. I'm telling you, her entire backyard is a hedge of every color rhododendron ever in the whole world. It's amazing. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm just nervous that that I'm not doing something right. Like I'm not keeping them. But they're what are they
perennials?
Called? Yes, they're perennials. So they come and then they go.
Yeah, and I do nothing to them. I don't water them.
I don't do anything to it. But they're so important to my house that when I first met one of my neighbors, that was like one of the first things they said to me. Oh yeah, Sandra planted a lot of plants. And I'm like,
Is it going to require any upkeep on my part?
I would die if she drove by and be like, oh my gosh, my flowers are gone.
What did she do to my
I promise
plants?
I'll take care of them. But that's something people think about when they're purchasing a house. It's like, they fall in love with the landscaping, but they got to keep up with it.
Yes, you do. You do have to keep up with it. And even with perennials, you have to edge around them and mulch and things like that nature. We just did the pool, we put the pool in, and then we did our own landscaping around the pool. So I went to Ocean State Job Lot. Who knew?
Sharon loves Ocean State Job Lot. I am
telling you right now, I had no idea the plants that they have. My neighbors went, they're like, oh, you should go to Ocean State. I'm like, I'll take a ride over there. Oh my God, we did so well.
Sharon loves it.
I planted hydrangeas. I don't know, some of the purpley spiky things that come out of the ground.
Yeah.
And I was amazed, and it looks great. But I do water them now, even though they're perennials.
Yeah.
And they're new rose bushes. I got 2 rose bushes. Beautiful. They're
Wow.
Amazing. But I do water them every day, at least for the first year. And then I'm hoping next year I won't have to do that. But
every day I go home and something's popped up. And I'm like, what?
I love people who
There's a new
plan
color.
that. Yeah.
I'm like,
it's like, these are going to pop in June.
Yeah.
And then
Something's
these pop
popping in the
July.
backyard. Something's popping in the backyard and it looks white. So I'm like, what is this?
So
What's
you know,
coming?
she thought that out really well.
What's going on here?
What
And I
is
was
that?
nervous the other night because the storm was so bad. It was so windy. I live in Halifax, and there were about 5 or 6 trees that were down just on my street. So it took me about a half hour to get to work Thursday morning. I had no power. And I didn't get it back until late Thursday night.
I think we blinked on and blinked off because the clocks were flashing.
Yeah,
that was it.
It was like immediate and there was definitely an accident at some point throughout the night because the fire department, the police were all there and stuff like that on my street. So,
that was crazy.
We didn't have power for almost 24 hours. Where was I going with that? Oh, so I was nervous that, it was so windy and everything that they was going to just rip everything out. If it could rip those huge trees out.
Power lines.
And knock down the power. Like they were hanging on the power lines. It was like, I hadn't seen anything like that. You just couldn't even navigate through them.
That's because we're in the pine tree capital of the world.
But
here.
my little, white tree in the back
made it through.
Yep, so I got some strong bones over there. But we do have a couple people saying hello to us on Facebook. So Christopher Bethany says, good morning from your friends at Bethany Builders. Hi, Chris. Hi. Oh, I'm trying to share that. Hold on. And then I have Iris. Good morning from Miami.
Wow.
Hey, Miami.
Hey, Miami.
I think she's friends with Sharon on Clubhouse.
Okay.
I think she listens to us on Saturday. Usually,
streaming ATD.
Yeah, usually on Saturdays we stream on Clubhouse and we interact with them and stuff like that. But I can't multitask very well. So it's just I can only talk to you right now.
Yeah. We have enough problems doing that.
We have enough problems just in general. So, all right. So we're just sort of giving a market update. I mean, when Tracy and I do the show, we just sort of wing it, and we get. But you know what? We get a lot of great feedback, and everyone loves listening to us, and they just laugh. So we hope we can make you laugh this morning.
Exactly.
But why don't we start off with the Grady team? So, what's going on with you guys? I know you guys have been so busy. Like I said, I've gone to a couple of your open houses so far this year. It's halfway over, which I can't even believe.
In shock.
I'm in shock. I'm shocked.
I'm like just shocked. What is that? Gobsmacked?
Yeah.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah. It doesn't even count. It doesn't even cover how I'm feeling. But what's going on with you guys?
We've been busy. We've been extremely busy. And we were definitely felt a little bit of a pinch from like November to about March. It was a little slow.
Yeah.
I felt the market was slow. There weren't a lot of houses on the market. We didn't have a lot of people looking. And then all of a sudden, it really picked up, and we've been extremely lucky. We've had wonderful clients that we've worked with this year. We've been lucky enough to have 3 homes go on the market. Our long-term new build in Marshfield went under agreement to the nicest couple. They had been looking at it for a while. I kind of felt...
Wait, hold on. Will Jim agree? Because I know you fall in love with everybody.
I do, and I did fall in love with them and their little girl. They have the cutest little girl.
Oh, good for them! And what a beautiful house.
Oh, it's a gorgeous house, and it sits very high up on a hill. So that was more the challenging part of it was the lot itself, but the house and the lot is actually beautiful, and it's absolutely beautiful landscaping and rock walls and everything. But it did take us a while. But they have been looking at it for a while, and I knew they were going to get it because she loved the house. She kept calling, and she's like, do you have any offers yet? Do you have any offers yet? So it took us a little while to figure out how to get to so that it worked for everybody.
But at that point, do you have a conversation with them? Because they're an agent. One of them is an agent.
Yep.
So you can have this open conversation with them and being like, listen, why don't you just throw in an offer and we can negotiate, we can figure it out.
Which is what we
come
did.
to a term.
It's exactly what we
instead
did.
of calling every week, is anyone looking?
Is anybody looking?
Is anyone?
So they threw in an offer. We went back and forth a few times. A couple of offers got kicked back, and it's like, all right, well, we're going to keep on looking. And then, sure enough, I'm probably working at the restaurant. I would look down, and I'm like, oh, there's Kate. She's still. I'm like, I know they're going to get that house.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for them because it's a beautiful home, 4 bedrooms. Bob Goslin from K&G Development built the home. He's probably built 600 or 700 homes on the South Shore and North Shore over the years. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. So it is, and she knew it. When she looked at it, she was like, oh my God, I have to have this house. It's the one for me. And it's so beautiful. And I couldn't be any happier that it's going to a lovely family. They have another baby on the way.
Aww.
So, I mean, it just worked out perfectly. So that went under agreement. Plus we had kind of a mini me version of it over in Hanson on Roller Coaster Road.
Yeah.
Which I always had the wee. Yeah, it was like the mini. It was a smaller version. It was 3 bedrooms, but very similar with the. Bob's been putting in the blackout windows, which I love. Dark. So and the board and batten.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, the white has a very nice farmhouse look to it.
Yeah.
So and that one was on the market for not quite as long as Ferry Street was, but that also went under. So all of a sudden things just started.
Yeah,
like the market just started to tick up.
And you get a whiplash. You're like,
I'm like,
now
okay.
Now I'm like super super busy, but. And you understand this part is new construction can be hard to sell because you have to have the vision. So, you accepted an offer when the house was pretty much done. Right?
Yes.
So,
which is so strange for us because usually when we're preparing like purchase and sale agreements, you have a warranty that goes along and then you have the spec sheet that goes along with it. Well, no, because the spec sheet was already built. We had everything. The kitchen was in. Classic Kitchens in Pembroke. Tom Supple put the kitchen in, and it was absolutely beautiful. He picked like this great, it's not a green, it's like a green gray color. It just was, it's a beautiful kitchen. And we did some professional photography and staged it. Wow. Virtually staged it to help with that vision. Like sometimes you like look at a room and it's empty. It's like, I can't picture what that's going to look like. So I have Rich Ryan doing my photography now.
Wow.
I love him. He's great.
Yeah, he is great. I haven't met him yet.
Oh, my goodness. He is a riot. I love Rich. He does a great job. We did some aerial photos. We did some drone shots.
Yeah.
And then he sent them out to be virtually staged, and they came back, and I'm like, see, you kind of have to have that vision that says, oh, that's where the couch should go. That's what the TV is going to look like up over the mantle. And he even pops a little fire in the fireplace for me, too. So, yeah.
It's crackling in there.
Yeah, it's crackling in there in 95-degree heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so both of those houses went under agreement, and then we've got some wonderful listings. We had the condo at Orchard Hill, a lovely colonial family home on Acorn Lane, a nice neighborhood here in Pembroke, beautiful house. We had multiple offers on that house. But it was in pristine shape. We did the home inspection. The home inspector's walking around the house, and he's like, I'm trying to find something, but I can't find anything.
I know Jim was in here the other day, and he was saying, the guy's just walking around. He's like, I can't find anything. Like, he's trying to make his fee worth it because, like, there's nothing. There was nothing coming up.
Nothing coming up, and the guy's walking around the house, and I'm like, you don't have to try that hard. Don't be looking for anything. And he's like, I'm trying, but I got to tell you, maintaining your home is so important, and that's exactly what my couple did, and their house is spectacular. It was in great condition. Home inspector, literally nothing.
Well, here's the thing. They took care of the home for how many years have they been there?
They have been there 38 years.
So they've maintained their home for 38 years. They accepted an offer. That had a home inspection, hello, everybody. It is possible.
It is possible to do a home inspection.
And nothing came up.
No.
Nothing came up.
And that we were so not concerned about that, even when we accepted the offer.
Yeah.
The sellers are like, oh, they didn't waive the home inspection. I'm like, I don't think you guys have anything to worry about with your home inspection.
Yeah, what a great position for those sellers to be in.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Actually, the home inspector was a riot. We all had a ball. We sat around. It was a beautiful day. The buyer brought her kids with her. She has twins. So the twins kind of walked through the house, and they came around the corner and were like, wow, this is a beautiful home. Like the daughter was like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my house. I love my house. And then she walked in with the mother at the home inspection. She's like, oh, wow.
I'll leave.
Okay, I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll clean my room. I'll clean my room.
I'll clean it up.
Yeah,
Are they
I'll clean my
identical?
room.
That was the first thought.
No, boy and girl.
So no.
No, that's a no.
Well, you know what else? When you were saying green, gray, I was like, you know how they combine like words like for. I'm like green and gray. I'm like, it would still be green and gray.
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 No.
Gray.
Yeah.
Green. Gray.
Yeah. No.
If you tried to combine the two of them, they would still just be green or gray.
Yep. Nope. Can't do it.
That's the way my mind works. So
We did.
again, if you want to join in on the discussion, you can give us a ring, 781-837-4900. You can also text that number. We're live on everything. Sharon just sent me a picture. She has us up on the big screen at her house. Ooh. The TV in the living room. So that's why I was like waving. I'm like, how big do we look over there?
How big do I look?
Hello. And then also my mother texted me, definitely not a morning person. You will be when you're older. Well, I just want to remind you, Mom, that you have a 33-year-old daughter. So how much older do I have to get in order to be
I don't see that changing.
a morning person?
So I was always a morning person. Like, I was up early. And then when I met Jim, he would sleep in the morning. So then I was forced to sleep in. And then I became a late morning. I'm like, now I'm not a morning person. I was always a morning person.
Well, I've always been somebody who has to wake up early. And I think I'm just resentful. For school, I always had to wake up early. For work, I have to wake up early. And, now I'm just like, now I don't know how to sleep late. Oh, like Sundays, if I don't have anything to do in the morning, like I'm laying in bed, like
still roll over.
Oh, yeah. So, and I don't nap, so I'm just exhausted. Okay.
So basically, she's exhausted all the time.
Just tired.
I go to bed late. I get up early. I don't nap
because I get into bed and I'm like, my mind is racing with a million things. It's like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, and then
my head hits that pillow and I am out like a door knocker.
Yeah. Plus I have 2 lunatic cats, just keeping me up.
You see, Edna is a sleeper. Oh, so she that dog sleeps. She's only 2 years old, and I'm telling you,
she's a sleeper.
She's a sleeper, that Edna.
Why don't we talk about the dynamic then of the Grady team? So you brought up the fact that Jim, your husband, is your team member. Was it
2 for
always
the price
like
of 1?
Yeah. Was it always like that, or did you sell real estate a little bit before he joined you?
I did, but not very long. I sold real estate prior to Jim coming on the team, or Jim getting his license, I should say. And I had the wonderful expertise of Sue Bollinger, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, who was my mentor, who taught me everything. We had to whip through that program, though, because I was actually on Sharon's team for a very short amount of time, and then she kicked me off, which I took very personally. Like, what?
Yeah,
I've only been on your team for like a week.
You were too good.
I had people, and I'm one of those people that when I got my real estate license, I'm like, who's going to use me? Everybody has a realtor, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, not everybody had a realtor. So I was lucky enough to have Sue be my mentor, which was wonderful. And we kind of went through my first 5 sales rather quickly.
Yeah.
So we kind of rushed that training a little bit towards the end because it was like, we got to get through this.
You were like, I'm busy. I'm busy, Sue. We got to get through this.
We got to get through this. So Sharon kicked me off her team, and Jim got his license pretty shortly after that, which was great because right out of the gate, I was busy. Plus, I was working a full-time job at the time. So really needed 2 of us. Jim was working full-time at the police station, and I was working full-time at the Pembroke Town Hall. So we would alternate. Like, I would do the night stuff. He would do the day stuff. He would do the home inspections. And then we kind of, now our jobs have kind of flip-flopped.
Yeah.
So he's working mornings, 9 to 1, and I'm working nights at the restaurant. So we kind of we're changing positions a little bit. But I tend to do most of the paperwork. I do everything in the computer and write up the purchase and sales and make sure all that's done. And Jim really does the running around, the taking off of the signs. Although this morning I'm actually going to go take a rider off a sign.
Wow!
Can't even tell you the last time I took a rider off a sign. Jim always does it.
Which rider is it?
6 Whitford Drive down in Marshfield.
Oh.
Cute little ranch down there. They just moved in. Really nice. It was a really cute ranch. So I have to go down there and take the rider off so we can have the sign come down.
Take
they
a
moved
picture
in yesterday.
Take a picture for me.
I will take a picture.
Yeah.
Here I am taking the rider. Jim's
taking
like,
the rider.
I've never seen that because she doesn't take the rider down on anything. Do you want to come with me and take the rider down?
I'll post it and say, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Tracy's got her feet on the ground. She's not behind a computer doing all the paperwork.
Yeah. So, but that and back to the team thing. So that really does work best for us. Jim loves to go out, run around, do kind of things, and I tend to like to sit and get everything done behind the computer. So it works out great for us. I mean, we just really work as a team. And again, we do get a lot of like, oh, you're married and you work together? Like, how does that work? I'm like, great. I mean, like we
37
said,
years, no fighting.
37 years, no fighting, 2 kids. So, yeah, that's good. Taylor's coming home.
Oh.
Very excited.
Yeah? For the 4th?
She's coming home for the 4th.
Nice.
Her and Duran. So, very excited about
You're
that.
going to have a pool day?
I am. I'm having a pool day. Yeah. Come on over.
Barbecuing? Yep. Having a pool day?
Having a pool day. Probably some lobsters. She's in Nashville.
Oh,
they don't
yes,
get
you did
the
tell
best.
me. Yeah.
They don't get a lot of seafood down there. Well, they do, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as New England seafood.
I had a stuffed haddock last night. That's what I had.
How was it?
It was so good.
It looked good.
It was so good. So Mr. Casper, who's one of our customers at Christina's, got it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. And I did. Treated myself. And it was delicious. Delicious. But it had scallops, shrimp, and lobster in the stuffing. But like big pieces on top of the haddock. So I was like, well, you know, I'm in a seafood festival here.
I did the haddock the other night, too.
Very good.
Yep, it was excellent.
Very good. But yeah, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season. So, yep. So the Grady team is great. We're great. We're super busy. So we have all those sales behind us, but we still have, I'm doing pictures on Tuesday for a new house coming on the market in Hanover at 45 Sherrill Lane off of Broadway. We're doing pictures for that. We have another one coming on in Pembroke on Kenny Lane, doing pictures at the end of the month for that one. So, yeah we're good. I think the market has loosened up a little bit.
Yeah.
The interest rates are down a little, like not a lot, but a little bit.
Are they?
Well, not drastic, but down is down. I'll take
Not drastic enough for Jasmine to call me and say, hey, it's time to refinance.
No, you want to hold off of that 2 and 3%. I don't know if we'll see that again, but that
maybe
was
one day.
The Vegas days.
The
Vegas days. You played a lot, and sometimes you won.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gambled. I had $60. I gambled $60 in. Well, you gave me $10, so I had $70 to gamble with. So when I was going to Vegas last year, Tracy said, "Here's $10. Put it on whatever.
Put it on whatever you want."
Yeah, and
win me some money.
Yeah, I lost that,
Yeah,
and I lost my $60. But it lasted me like 2.5 hours at the blackjack table.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It was in the pool, so it was all pruny, but whatever.
Blackjack in the pool?
Yes, and Vegas.
I didn't know that.
Yes, we were at Caesar's Palace. We stayed at Caesar's Palace, and one of the pools has blackjack tables inside the pool.
I didn't have that when I was there.
So they like have this like little, I don't know, thing. Like it, obviously it's.
How did the cards not get wet?
Do the cards float?
See? All right, Tim. All right.
So
I was
like
not
the
crazy
table
on
is a little bit higher, so you're sitting on a stool, and you just, you know, and they keep feeding you drinks, so you stay in
what
there.
What if a breeze comes along? Do the cards blow away? You know.
They're probably weighted.
Yeah. I don't know. They might.
Hopefully
they
not
might
too
have a
heavy,
little
though.
heavy-
If that, the, too many drinks. This card's so heavy. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't have that problem. You know, the
good.
cards blowing away. So they were just not. We were just weren't
love
winning.
that idea.
Yeah, it was
I think I
awesome.
feel way more relaxed sitting in a pool playing blackjack than the pressure. Like
You just swim up. Hello?
the pressure of like the cards always makes me like everybody takes me a minute to make my bet and do what I want to do, and people like glare at you. I'm like,
Yeah, it was
I'm
my
done.
first time on tables, so it was fun though.
That's super
We
fun.
lasted a little over 2 hours sitting there, and I only gambled $60-$70, so I lost it all. At one point, I was up to like 3 something. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Lost
It's all
it.
gone. It's all gone.
Lost it.
And
Well, it's
gone.
funny because, and I've said this on air too, is we decided to go to Vegas, and I saw Jasmine at she was doing an event for Maritime Mortgage, and we went to it. And I said, I just have to let you know. And this was before I even had an accepted offer or anything. I go, I'm going to Vegas. And she goes, okay. I'm like, I promise I won't spend a lot of money. And I was giving it. And she's like, all right, just as long as you don't spend any of the money that you've saved for your house.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was like, no, I won't. I put some money
promise.
aside. I promise. So no, that $70 did not go to my home purchase.
Hey, you played for a couple of hours with $70.
Yeah.
I mean, $70. You could have got a massage. And
Yeah.
you got to play.
Well,
for
we
2
did get a
hours.
massage. So, but I didn't take that out of my money for the house.
Take it out. Good.
Okay, so
Good,
what
good.
else is going on with you guys? So you current listing. So I have down here. So Acorn, Ferry Street, and Center Street. They all have accepted offers.
All have accepted offers.
Ay, ay,
So
ay.
those are misses. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry. Missed out on those.
Yeah, but you do
Yep.
have it coming soon, so that's great. So is that going to be on next
Two
week?
coming
Or?
soon. The one in Hanover will be coming on July 10th, And then the other one in Pembroke, Kenny Lane, is going to come on the second week of August.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, you do have something coming on Kenny Lane. That's
Yes,
awesome.
I do have something coming on Kenny Lane.
Yeah, Sharon and Mary have a house on Kenny Lane that has an accepted offer in Pembroke. What
Another
a
great neighborhood.
What a beautiful neighborhood. And the
Really
water's
nice.
right there.
Yep.
You know, that's
Silver
awesome.
Lake, right there.
Yeah. So that's going to be a really great one for you guys. I mean, I feel like they all are great for you guys. You guys have great homes. Like, what do you do? How do you get these great homes?
I don't know. Like, we're just lucky enough to
Yeah.
have really nice people. Like,
Well, you work by referral, and
Yep.
that is how you maintain such a great career in this industry is working by referral.
Yep.
You know,
Word of mouth. You do a
Word
good
of-
job.
yeah.
Do your job. Do a good
Do your
job.
job, yeah.
And people will recommend you to other people. And that's really where the condo at 220 Center Street, we sold all those originally for the builder.
Mm-hmm.
So we could speak pretty intelligently about it when buyers were coming through the door. We're like, well, we should say we sold these all originally, so we know we know each unit very well. We know what it comes with and what to expect. Again, another home inspection that was super easy, even though they did a home inspection.
Yeah.
So it was only 5 years old. The seller took excellent care of her property. It's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, Jim was telling me too. They were trying to find something that was
We're
wrong. and they
trying to
couldn't.
find something wrong with
I mean,
that.
it's 5 years old. What was going to be
It's
wrong
5 years
with
old.
it?
Yeah, there's really nothing. There was really nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, it's been really good. We're going to be busy through September, I would say.
Are you working with any buyers right now?
We have a buyer that is purchasing a piece of land in Duxbury, and that's another new construction. Gallagher Construction is building that home. We've had a bit of a problem trying to get the land closed. I am trying to manifest into the world that this land will close at some point.
Yeah.
We've been working on it since almost a year. I'd
Is
say
this the
August.
turtle situation?
It's the turtle. It's conservation land. It's the first lot. So the first lot's always going to be the hardest lot to get approved through the town. And then the bylaws will be in place and they'll, so you just have to kind of wait it out. So, but we're getting really close. I believe we're going to close on that July 12th. So,
Let us
and then
pray.
they're going to get, let us pray. Please God. And they're building a spectacular, oh my God, it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see it. Nice new neighborhood right off of Keene Street in Duxbury.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think eventually you'll have some new construction in Hanover too.
Hopefully. Norwell.
Norwell. Yes.
Yep.
Norwell.
Hopefully new construction over in Norwell. So, yep, we're the new construction team, yeah.
Yes,
For some
you
reason,
are the new construction
we
team.
find new construction everywhere
I
we
think
go.
new construction finds you at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. We've done so much new construction, and it's good because my background is from the building department in Pembroke, so it's super helpful. Like our clients that we're working with on Acorn Lane, unfortunately had to put in a brand new septic system, but having done it so many times and been part of it, it's easy for us to jump in and help the seller. You know, get the right people, get it done on time. It'll all happen. It all falls into place.
Again, not only do you have a great background with something like that, but you also have a team member. So, working with an agent that is part of a team, you can be in two places at once, which is something that one person cannot do.
So I give kudos out to the individual that doesn't have a team member that is like, got their backside.
Yeah.
So it works really great for us, and we've been really lucky.
Yeah. Our friend Karen Richards is listening to us.
She is?
So we'll give her a little shout out.
Hey, Karen.
She said, listening to you and Tracy with a heart. So, hey, Karen. Karen from Pembroke.
Karen from Pembroke.
Karen from Pembroke is listening. If you have any questions, just give me a buzz.
Where are we going for dinner tonight, Karen?
We're going to Alba. Just laughing. Fine. Excuse me. We're going to Alba. So her boyfriend plays in a band. So she asked me last night. She was like, "Wait a minute, you have tomorrow off?" And I was like, "Yeah,
yeah." It's so weird.
It's like I have a ton of stuff I got to do. I almost just swore, but I have a ton of stuff I have to do at home.
How I have never dropped.
Let's not. We have 15 minutes. I have a ton of stuff I have to do at home, but maybe I could go out to go see Brian play in his band.
Is he playing at Alba?
No, he's playing at Tolson's, I think.
Oh, okay.
Later on at night. So she was like, "Oh, you want to grab dinner or something before?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh." On a Saturday night?
This is unheard of for you.
This is unheard of.
I get every other Saturday off, but yeah.
So I'm like, depending on how much stuff I get done at home, then yeah, sure, I can, get myself all dolled up and go. But yeah, so hi, Karen from Pembroke. Thanks for listening.
Alba.
Yeah.
Fine.
Do you want to go? you can come to dinner.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Everybody's invited. If you are listening to us, you're invited to Alba too. But make sure that we have seats.
Christina's is closed, by the way. Christina's is on vacation for the week.
Yeah, closed until next Sunday.
Next Sunday, July 7th.
The 7th. Yep. So we have some time off, so that's awesome.
It is nice.
Okay, getting back to real estate because it is a real estate show. So I just wanted to go over some general things going on in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So active listings in all of Massachusetts is 8,355.
That seems really low. That's
we
really
have low
low.
inventory.
I know, but see, that's the entire state.
The entire state of Massachusetts. But Plymouth County has 759. In Hanover. So we started with Hanover because that's where you live.
Yes.
14 active listings in Hanover. 26 under agreement. So far this year, 64 have sold.
Wow.
In Hanover.
Yeah.
In your
in
town.
my town.
Where did you grow up?
My town. Brockton.
Oh, yes.
I'm
the
a Brockton girl.
Yes.
Boxer.
Yeah.
I'm a boxer.
And Karen, right? Karen from Pembroke grew up in Brockton too? Yeah.
Yes.
Karen from Pembroke grew up in Brockton.
I didn't say it. I want to go on record that I didn't say it.
Why? Did she not say it?
From Brockton.
No.
I don't know. Jim tells me, I grew up in Brockton. I loved it. Went to Brockton High School. It was a great school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Brockton.
Yeah.
It's still my hometown.
Well,
I still know my way around Brockton way better than I know my way around anywhere else. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Tracy from Brockton.
Tracy from Brockton. Yep.
And Karen from Brockton, but now live in Hanover and Pembroke. Yep. But yeah, so 14 active listings in Hanover, 26 under agreement, and 64 sold year to date. Wow. So we're what? It's the 29th. So I probably shouldn't have said that just in case we replay this show, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, you should say the date so people don't think that there was 14 active listings on the day they replay the show. They'll know it was back.
It's the 29th, everyone.
We got it. That's okay.
In Pembroke, 11. Yes, 11 active listings, 49 under agreement. Huh.
67
and 67 year to date in Pembroke. I'm going to jump to Halifax because that's where I live. There's 4 active listings. Not surprised there. 9 under agreement and 31 year to date sold.
Wow.
That's in my town. Hanson has 15 active listings, 21 under agreement, 39 sold year to date. And then Marshfield. we have on our list. 19 active listings, 49 under agreement, and 103.
That's like double the number of all the other towns.
Huh. 103. I wonder.
Marshfield is very popular. Yep. Close to the water.
It's summertime now. It's technically summer because the 20th was the first day of summer. June 20th was the first day.
Yes.
Did I make that up?
20th?
Oh no, I didn't. Tim
no, you're
confirmed.
correct.
20th.
Yes.
The 20th was the first day of summer, so people are starting to want to go to these water towns, and we did Marshfield. So Kristen Howlett, who's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, she joins me once a month, and we highlight a town or a community south of Boston. And a couple months ago, I think maybe 2 months ago, we did Marshfield because last month we did Situate. But again, we're gravitating towards
the water
communities.
It's summertime.
Because there's so much to do in the summer.
Well, it's
in
active,
the water.
Yep.
There's a lot to do. But yeah, so in all of Massachusetts, 8,355 active listings, 10,290 under agreement. So that is with an accepted offer or they've moved on to the next step. And then year to date in Massachusetts, 22,661 sold.
Yeah. Actually, right when we were starting the show, I heard the Registry of Deeds down in Massachusetts, the gentleman that is the head, is it I can't think of what his name is. But I was listening to his numbers, and he was saying that this month the closings have been more comparable to like last November, and it had been had slowed down quite a bit from November till now, but they've seen a huge increase in closings, like deeds being filed. So it is definitely picking up a little bit.
Sharon is texting me saying you should do Brockton and have Tracy on and John
I think that was
Buckley.
the Plymouth County Registrar of Deeds, John Buckley.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
John Buckley,
He was on. I heard him as we were starting the show
on
I'm
the
like,
news.
Oh, yes, it was on the news.
Sharon just texted me because John Buckley has joined us on the show a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even during COVID, we had him on just talking about some of the things that's going on at the registry during COVID. And so he's been on a few times. He's, good friends with Sharon, so Sharon knows him pretty well. So she said, you should have Tracy on and John Buckley to talk about Brockton. So you might be up. We would have to do it on a Saturday show.
Love to do a Brockton one.
Yeah, we'd have to
so
do
much fun.
Yeah, my mom and my brother live in Brockton. We can have Karen on as well. Karen can talk about Brockton. She texted me, said Brockton proud.
There we go.
So lots to talk about there. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's a great idea.
Current buyers, we talked about your buyer that you are working with. We have about 9 minutes left in the show. But what are some of the trends that you are seeing with buyers out there right now?
It all depends. Buyers are always it depends on what they're looking for. So it's like every buyer is a little bit different. Like our buyer that we're working with in Duxbury, they were moving down here to be closer. They actually have a home up in Sudbury right now, and they owned a beach house right across the street from where their parents are down in Hummerock. And they sold their beach house in order to purchase the land and build the house in Duxbury to be closer to their parents. And they didn't want, this was funny, they did not want to be closer to the water because the parents owned a house down in Florida near Fort Myers, and the house got completely wiped out. Lost the entire house, the property, everything. And the gentleman that we're working with is like, I'm done. I don't want to be near the water anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to own any water property. I don't want that hassle. So they kind of revamped their whole life. So they're going to sell. Their son just graduated high school up in Sudbury, and they're going to sell their house in Sudbury and move down to Duxbury to the house of their dreams that they are designing the whole thing. They're planning it all. They cannot wait to get started. So that's kind of where our buyers are right now.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of buyers, to be honest with you. We have more sellers right now, which is good because, we need some houses to come on the market. So if you've been hanging on to your house for a while, you probably, now is the time. One of my neighbors actually put their house on the market just to kind of get a feel for what the market's doing.
Really?
Yeah. So they have a real estate agent that they've used forever and ever. So it wasn't, we were not representing them, but they are very loyal to their realtor, which I totally appreciate. So they put their house on the market last weekend. Like none of us knew. They just surprised everybody like, oh, by the way, we've decided to put our house on the market. I'm like, okay. That's kind of spur of the moment. They just kind of wanted to get a feel for what the market would be. I don't believe that they got the offer that they were looking for. So I actually hadn't looked today to see if they were still on the market, but I think they've come off. I think they decided to just test the market out just to see,
How do you feel about testing the market?
I think I think you're either ready to go or you're not ready to go.
Yes, that's how I feel.
I'm sorry. That's just kind of
you either want to sell or you don't.
Yeah, you either want to sell or you don't want to sell.
Yeah.
And then, you kind of see I get the idea of it. I understand, maybe this is a good time for us to sell. Maybe it's not a good time for us to sell.
Yeah.
And if you're not tied down with kids in school, which they are not, they are certainly in a position, if they got the right offer, that they could sell and move somewhere else. They're, it's pretty, like Jim and I. We're in a position right now where we don't have any kids at home. If we wanted to sell, we certainly could sell and move someplace else or move to Nashville or whatever we decide to do. But I think either you're ready or you're not.
Yeah.
So
Sharon says, can't test a market that is testing you. Buyers are smart. Well, I was thinking when you were talking, I was thinking about it from a buyer's perspective. And, if a seller is testing the market, the buyer might have a different perspective on that and start to think, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
What is there something going on with the house? Is there something going on with the seller? Perhaps, they're just not willing to work with a buyer or anything like that.
I think they kind of sold their last house the same way, though. They were very happy in their home and then decided we're going to put our house on the market. So they put their house on the market, got an amazing offer, and then moved to our neighborhood. And I think that the thought process is the same. They've been there about 7 years now, and they might be ready to move on to the next, someplace south, someplace in the Carolinas or something that way. So they probably just wanted to, kind of see what it would bring. And if you got the right offer, pack up and we're out of here.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on the seller's motivation. You know, if they want to test the market, then they probably have the time to.
Yep. They're not in any hurry.
They're not in any hurry. But, I'm sure it gets to a certain point where you have to sort of reevaluate. It's like,
are we really ready? Yeah. Am I really ready to move?
After it's been on for a while and you've been testing and testing, I think maybe it gets to a certain point where you're like, okay,
this is not the time.
This isn't the time. Either this isn't the time, or if there's something on the other side, like motivating you to sell, like you're purchasing something, then maybe, you should really reevaluate your
None of us
selling
wanted
method.
them to sell. None of us were like, what? No, you can't go. You're like the fun part of our neighborhood. You'd be a huge loss to us. So we were going to plan on getting the kids out running around. Maybe get some blow-up dolls to put out in the front yard, flamingos.
Like blow-up dolls.
Those things that go like...
Oh, the car thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to get like a whole row of...
doll.
You did? What is it then?
I don't know. Like one of the...
See?
Like,
That's a blow-up doll.
Google what a blow-up doll is.
What,
know.
you want a fake passenger for the HOV lane? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Oh,
Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, none of us were happy about the decision, so we're hoping that they don't sell because we love them. So...
Speaking of the HOV lane, I know this doesn't have anything to do with real estate.
Oh, jeez, what have I done?
What have you done, Tim?
Thanks,
Sorry,
Tim.
sorry.
There is this person on TikTok. I think he works for W something. I don't even know. And I watch all of his videos, and he goes to the surrounding towns, and he talks to the people who actually live in these towns. He's actually a really great interviewer. And he did the HOV. The guys who do the HOV, the zipper. They go back and forth. Yeah. And he's like, what is the craziest things you've seen? Like people, single drivers. What have they put in their passengers? And they're just like, we have seen it all.
Oh,
we have seen. So blow up doll will probably be the least of their concerns.
The least of their concerns. That's somebody who took some effort.
Somebody who took some effort. But yeah, so we only have a couple minutes left. I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to give your contact information out in case anybody listens to you and how great your team is and they want to hire you to either buy or sell.
Yes. So I am Tracy Grady, and you can reach me at, there's my music,
All right, get to it.
617-620-8484. You can reach my husband, Jim Grady, at 617-842-4019. And I am Tracy at BostonConnect.com, and Jim is Jim at BostonConnect.com.
Give your phone number one more time.
617-620-8484.
Okay, final thoughts for today's show.
I hope everybody has a wonderful 4th of July.
Yeah.
Safe, happy,
And happy night. Yes, and I have a little note here. So on Tuesday, July 9th from 4 to 5:30, they're doing an after-hours 50th anniversary at New England Villages. So be sure to stop by there.
located on Route 27.
Yes.
What a wonderful company.
July,
Do a lot of
it
good things.
is.
They are
Yes.
wonderful
They do a
people.
lot of great
Yes.
things there. So again, July 9th, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Sharon and Mary have a new listing, 201 Lakeshore Drive in Duxbury. That is on the market for $639,900. So be sure to stop by the open house there tomorrow from 1 to 3. Sharon will be there. Again, 201 Lakeshore Drive in Duxbury. That is on for $639,900. What a great opportunity to get into Duxbury.
Beautiful.
I'm telling you.
I have a
Great,
niece that
great.
lives on Lakeshore Drive, actually.
Oh,
my
well,
niece and
there
her
you go.
husband. They love it. It's
So
really
stop
nice.
by 201 Lakeshore Drive, Duxbury. Again, $639,900. Great opportunity to get into Duxbury if you've been looking for that. Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining me.
Thank you
I
so much for
appreciate
having
it.
me. See,
And
now my day has started.
Yeah,
See, now my day has started.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks,
Happy 4th
Tim.
of July.
Happy 4th. Thank you.
Happy 4th.
Bye.
Mine. It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so Let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since